Hey y'all, it's about that time. So I'm trying to pull this up on my computer so I can see y'all's comments. I don't have a table in here, so I'm gonna move this plant over so I can put my cup right there. Y'all see my tea? Tea for Toya. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all, and we about to do this like Brutus. I was about to say what I'm seeing my profile picture. Okay, so hey y'all, so we're gonna get started in a second. I'm gonna let a few more people get up in this thing. And yeah, we're gonna knock her out. Y'all had a good day. Happy Taco Tuesday, Tease Tuesday, or whatever you want to call it. Tuesday was Tuesday, and so yeah. I'm trying to make sure I can see everything over here. Hey, J baby. It's about that time. It's about that time. I'm hot already, y'all. It's hot. Okay. And I got my fan plugged up. But sorry for being late. But I guess we can get started. So I got my Bible today. And we ready. So F and F been in my head for like the past 2 hours. So I've been singing that in my head. Yeah. Hey girl. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So whoever pops in. Make sure you share the video so that your friends can become my friends and we can be friends. Shit, we could do this every weekend. Ain't that what P. Diddy said? Or somebody said that. Y'all know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Alright, so here we go. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Universal Teas. It's the People's Podcast with your girl Toya. In this episode, I'm getting all up in your business. And I'm telling all your business. Because this episode is called Addicted to Pain. Right? So the way that I came across the idea for this episode was just through conversation with a friend. And this friend kind of brought up to me in my own situation that I'm going through. She kind of mentioned, like, I think you're addicted to this pain that you have, right? It's not seeming like you're able to let it go. It's not even seeming like you want to let it go. It seems like you kind of like holding on to it. And at first, when I heard this, I was definitely in my feelings. I'm like, what you mean? Like, who are you talking to? How dare you? How dare you tell me I'm addicted to pain? No, I don't like this. But when I started to kind of analyze that statement and kind of analyze what it means, I really started to reflect and think that, yes, I think I am addicted. And kind of analyze what it means. I really started to reflect and the devil. I kind of reflected on what it meant, and I really started to internalize that and think that I was addicted to not necessarily pain in general, but the situation. I got so comfortable in the situation that the ebbs and flows became normal. The inconsistency became normal to me. The toxicity became normal to me. And so since that became my normal, I was addicted to it. Like, I wanted to see that. That's what love turned into for me. So y'all know that I'm always breaking down definitions of words. And so when I titled this episode Addicted to Pain, I needed to actually know what the word addicted meant. Hey Anna. So when I looked up the definition of the word addicted, or to be addicted to something, it says physically and mentally dependent on a particular substance and unable to stop taking it without incurring adverse effects. Okay? So being physically or mentally, and in a lot of our cases, sometimes we're addicted to a toxic relationship, a toxic work environment, a toxic friendship. We're addicted to loathing. We're addicted to our depression. We're addicted to always feeling like we need help, always feeling like we need to be saved, and we don't even realize it. So then when I looked at this word even further, I'm like, okay, so what does the word incur mean? So what does it mean to incur? And this is becoming subject to something unwelcome or unpleasant as a result of one's behavior or action. So when you are when you are incurring something, it's a result of your own behavior. So something that you are addicted to is something that you are doing to yourself. So in my situation, or in situations of toxic relationships or toxic friendships, toxic work environments, you are doing it to yourself. Because people only do, and I know y'all have heard this time and time again, people only do what you allow. So if you're continuously allowing these situations, these energies, these people, this environment to engulf you, to envelope you, to be a part of who you are, that's a part of being addicted. So yes, you are addicted to it because you continuously allow it. You continuously let it become a part of who you are, right? And then the other word that stuck out to me is that you are incurring this with adverse effects. So I looked up what the word adverse means. And so adverse means to prevent success or development. It's harmful or unfavorable. So there is nothing positive. When I looked up the definition of the word addicted and these words that are associated with the word addicted, I realized that there is nothing positive when it comes to an addiction, at least from my perspective. And remember, somebody else's perspective can be different. But if this is something that physically or mentally that you're dependent on, something that you're doing to yourself that is unwelcome, something that is preventing your success or development, I damn sure don't want to be addicted to anything, right? And that's the note that I made. I don't want to be addicted to anything, and especially anyone. Because when you are addicted to something, it's painful, it's harmful, it's stifling your success, it's stifling your growth. Being addicted to anything is crippling if you look at the literal definition of the word, right? So let me know, like, what is it okay to be addicted to? Because after knowing that, I don't think anything is worth being addicted to. Not even wine. Hold on, let me take a sip. But yes, so be very conscious, right? Like, being addicted to pain, and this made me go back and reflect. Okay, so now I know what the word addicted means, and I found that I was less offended by this friend telling me that I might be addicted to my pain, when I really realized that, yeah, you are. Right? You're addicted to it. You're inflicting this thing that's stifling your development, and it's all through your actions. And sometimes when things happen to us, or when people are not good people to us, we're so easy to blame them or say like, oh, they're not good. Oh, they're a bad friend. Oh, this is a toxic work environment. Oh, these people around me don't know what they're doing. But you have to, at some point in this adult life, at this big age, take accountability for the things that you are allowing to happen. You can't get addicted to something that someone else gives you. You are taking it from them. Crackheads are not addicted to crack because people just give them free crack. They paying for it. They doing what they got to do to get their money to get their crack. They're inflicting that on themselves. They're incurring those adverse effects that are stifling their growth as people, as functional human beings, as functional parts of society. And so you have to understand that when you are addicted to your pain, when you are addicted to your sorrow, your grief, those are all things that you are inflicting upon yourself. And just like, and I talked about this in a previous episode, just like you can inflict those negative things onto yourself, you can flip it and make those things positive. Make them progressive. Okay? But when I think about the word addiction, when I think about addicted to pain, I even went further and I said, not how, child, this don't say how. I can't even read my own handwriting, child. Listen, Tuesday. Now that you know why getting out or becoming unaddicted will be hard, you just have to do it. So being addicted to something is not easy to get over or get out of, but you have to convince yourself and let your mind, or allow your mind to understand that it's just a decision. The addiction is a decision. What is the trigger behind your addiction? A lot of times we get addicted to things because they trigger something in us, or they are, we're addicted to things because they kind of fill a void. It's kind of like a blanket. It's a blanket over a real issue. So anything that you are addicted to, especially in pain and grief and sorrow and relationship and work environments and friendships. You get addicted to something because you feel like it's covering or it's filling a void, but it's really just a band-aid or a blanket. For example, with me, I said that in my case of being addicted to my pain or my struggle or my situation, I realized that because I was in pain, because I was sad, because I wasn't in the best place mentally, I found that it wasn't the pain that I was seeking, right? I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to be in this mental space anymore. That's true. But I think I became more addicted to the attention that I was getting from it. And so what a lot of people fail to realize or acknowledge or accept is that when you are grieving, when you are hurt, when you are depressed, when you are heartbroken, when you don't like your job, you complain about it, right? And you find people who will then feed into that negative energy. They'll kind of coddle you, if you will. So being hurt is like you always have somebody in your corner like, oh yeah, I'll get over it, or you're fine, you're beautiful, you're hardworking, you're talented. And so you're always looking for that validation, if you will. But what I'm trying to teach myself, right? Because remember, this is a space where I'm not necessarily giving advice, but I'm venting, if you will. So I've realized that I have to understand that the attention that I want isn't because I'm in pain, and I can switch complaining or sitting in my pain or feeding my addiction to the pain or the thing that causes me pain and make it more positive. Get that attention from doing what you need to do. Get that attention from the compliments that you do for living out your passion. So flip it. Just change the narrative. Go within yourself and figure out what it really is that you need. If you're addicted to drinking, why is it that you're drinking? What is it that you get out of it? And really do the work. And I'm not saying that this is going to be easy. It's probably one of the hardest things to do. That's why people are on drugs for such long periods of time. This is why very rarely people successfully make it through rehab the first time they do it. But when you're addicted to something, they try to get you to the root. They try to get you to the root of why you're doing it. And that is what you need to fix. That is what you need to hone in on, right? Is it really this pain or this person that I love that I'm addicted to? Is it the attention that I get from everybody who tells me that I'm so strong, and that I can make it and that I can get through it and that I don't need you and I don't need them and I don't need this, right? So you really have to figure that out. And I think the more honest that we are with ourselves, the easier that process is going to be. And that's just kind of like the saying, that people mention when they're like, you can't heal if you don't admit that you're hurt. The first step, when y'all go to AA, when they go to AA meetings, the first thing they be saying is the first step to fixing a problem is admitting you have one. The first step to getting over your addiction is acknowledging that you are addicted. Because for a lot of times, a lot of people, when they're presented, even with me, like I mentioned how this episode came to be, with my friend being like, girl, I think you're addicted to the pain. I think you're addicted to being sad. I think you're addicted to that. And my first instinct was to take offense. Same thing. If you tell somebody they're alcoholic, what they gonna say? I ain't no alcoholic, sips drink. Right? You have to get through that stage of denial before you can heal yourself, before you can grow through it, before you can even acknowledge it. You have to really get through the phase of being offensive, and we have to learn to listen to understand. We have to learn to be real with ourselves, kind of like we talked about in the last episode, because you have to figure out your flaws and understand your own patterns. Understand what it is that you need to work on. Okay? Next thing that I had, some of the things that I think we also find ourselves addicted to, or not even addicted to, but that we actually seek out through our addictions, is the justification, the justification that we get in our low moments. We are always looking for a tribe. We're looking for love. We're looking for support. But honestly, you have to flip the switch and tell yourself that I'm looking for support for people who are great. I'm looking for support from people who are healed. I'm no longer looking for people to justify my bullshit. I'm no longer comfortable with people's sympathy for me. That's not the attention that I want. And you have to decide that for yourself and act like it. Right? Feeling cared about is something. So if you all are familiar with, and it's going to be a little like nerdy, if you will, but if you are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, at the bottom of that is like love, the feeling of being protected. You know what I mean? We want to feel that as humans. And so especially in our lowest points, it's easy to settle wherever we get the attention. Just like when children tend to act out, if you will, they're looking for that attention that they're not getting in a loving way. So since this person that I love so much, or that claims to love me, isn't giving me the same attention that I once had, of course, me venting to my friends and them telling me, girl, everything's gonna be okay. Yeah, he ain't shit. He did this to you. Of course that's gonna feel good, right? Because somebody is loving me in a way that no longer exists from the person that I wanted to. So understanding why you are addicted, understanding why you are attached, because I feel like before addiction becomes attachment, and that's something to be careful of too, is finding yourself attached to things, and especially people. Okay? So, this was very quick, but I think I'm gonna leave it here. Addicted to Pain Part 2 might happen later. But that's the main points that I wanted y'all to get on, is be real with yourself. Figure out what it is that you're addicted to and why. Figure out the root of what it is that you really want. What is it that you feel like you're getting out of this addiction? Okay? So I'm going to wrap us up there. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it. I'll see y'all right back here next week. Thank you all for joining me on Universal Teas. It's your girl, Toya. Peace. All right, we done, y'all. In and out. In and out. Thank y'all for joining me. What'd it say? Yes, you was talking to me for sure. I'm glad, girl. It was for you then, J baby, because it's just you and I. But yeah, I'll see y'all next week. I feel like this is something that I want to expound upon, but I also think that I need to do the work in this area. And that's kind of why this is like I'm not recording anymore. But I definitely want to look into this idea more, because it's something that I'm still working to understand for myself. So I think we're going to get into this concept a little more. All right. So until then, make sure you share the video. I love y'all so much. Go to my website, universalteas.canva.sites, and I'll put the link in this video. I also am on YouTube at Universal Teas TV. And for all my friends who think I got it together, I'm not. I'm just out here trusting God. Period. I love y'all. Bye.